So going back to the retaining wall, meron tayong at rest. So yung kanyang vertical pressure is 48 and then the horizontal pressure is 48. So ang kanyang coefficient is horizontal or vertical is equal to 1. Kaya ito ulit yung kanyang K value which is equal to 1. This time, ang ating figure ay passive or going towards compression. Kaya, let's say, i-move natin yung wall towards the soil at a displacement of 30 millimeters. Or that is equal to 0.01 times H. Okay, so let's check 0.01 times 3,000 or that is 30 millimeters. Ngayon, ang difference nito dun sa active is yung horizontal pressure ay nag-increase ng sobrang laki. Okay? To the point na it is more than 3 times, like 3 to 10 times. Kaya, let's say, from 48 naging 144. Okay? So, 48 times 3 is like 144. And this is only at a displacement of 30. So mapapansin nyo na ganon kalakas ang bearing capacity ng soil. So let us plot the K value. Ngayon, ang kanyang K sub P or passive coefficient is horizontal all over vertical, 144 divided by 48, that is 3. So, ito ngayon. Kaya, sa compression direction, tumaas ang value ng K naging 3. Okay, now, let us move the wall further to the point na ang displacement niya ay 0.03 H. Let us say 90 millimeter. Ngayon, more than 144 ang kailangan nating pressure para mag-move tayo ng 90. So let us say 5 times, no? So 48 times 5 will give you 240. So ayan, para mag-move siya ng 90 mm. Now let's look at the plot. Yan. So lalong tumataas yung K, no? And then i-move pa natin yung wall further at 0.04 H. Okay? Or that is 120 mm. This time, ang coefficient of passive pressure, horizontal or all over vertical is 10. So, 48 times 10 will give you 480. So, still, tumaas pa rin yung ating K sub P. Naging 10 na siya. Ngayon, i-move pa natin further. Okay? I-move pa natin further. So, this time, ang ating delta L sub P is 0.05 H. Okay? So, 0.05 times 3,000 is 150 mm. Ngayon, yung displacement niya na 6 inches or 150 mm, nagme-maintain na yung horizontal pressure niya at 480 mm. Ibig sabihin, kahit gaano mo siya i-compress yung soil, hanggang 480 mm na lang ang kaya niya. No? At magfe-fail na ngayon yung soil. Ibig sabihin, bubukol na siya talaga. Tapos yung failure plane mo, na-develop na. Yan. So, mapapansin mo, yung failure plane mo, yung is solid na. Ibig sabihin nito, yung soil ay naghiwalay na siya totally in tension and talagang bumukol na siya. Ngayon, ibig sabihin, na-develop na ang yung K sub P mo, tuloy-tuloy siya na 10 pa rin. Hindi na siya tataas ng 10. Pero yung displacement mo, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Ano? Nag-increase pa rin yung displacement. Pero yung case of P mo, constant na siya sa 10. Ngayon, ang ganitong condition is known as passive failure condition. Ibig sabihin nun, your shear plane is already developed. So, meron din tayong movement required for development. This time, ang dinevelop natin ay yung passive failure condition. Ibig sabihin na naghiwalay na yung soil due to tension. So, ang kailangan mo is H all over 54 stiff clay. So, ang ating sample dito ay stiff clay. Okay? So, ito, let's say 3,000 divided by 25 is 120 mm. Okay, ang ginamit ko pala dito ay soft clay. So, at H all over 25, let's say 3,000 divided by 25, na-reach na niya yung K sub P na 10. Okay? Ibig sabihin, beyond 120 na displacement, let's say 150 mm, constant na yung horizontal pressure mo na 480 mm. Ibig sabihin nun, kahit na-increase mo pa yun, let's say gawin mong 580 mm, bubukol at bubukol pa rin siya. Okay? Yun ang ibig sabihin nitong passive earth pressure.